Today we are reviewing, effectively it's Disorder, but it's Disorder Silver Bullet, and it's Silver Bullet specifically for a few reasons. Disorder as a product is quite known. It's from Faction Labs. They do quite a few products. It's part of the ADD branch that they've got. This is obviously their limited edition Stim pre-workout. The reason why everyone's so like woo about it really is it's a gimmick. It's because, and it's gonna be interesting to try and show you. It looks like that, and you can't really see it on the camera here, or you might be able to see it on the camera here as it gets closer. That is glitter. There is shimmer there. That is correct. So it gets everywhere first and foremost. So if you're wondering like, does that get around your house? The answer is yes. There's glitter all over my bench top constantly and in the air. So that's a real problem. The next part is when it's in water. So if you let it settle, it looks like this. Very exciting, very bland. If you give it a little bit of a mix here, I've got a tiny bit in water because of some various reasons that I'll mention in a moment. It looks like, wow. Which is pretty cool. Like, it's just like a little glittery little bomb. Now, what is Silver Bullet flavor, you ask? Silver Bullet flavor is pear flavor. It tastes really good. So all of the Disorder flavors that we've ever tried, or all of Disorder's, taste quite good. And all of their flavors are pretty true to what it is they're saying that they are. So Silver Bullet is pear. It does taste like pear. It's a good pear. It's not like a shitty artificial pear. So that's the thing. So in terms of taste, yes, I give it a 2 thumbs up straight off the bat. In terms of how much it costs you, this is a very different matter. So Disorder at a baseline will cost you either, depending on how many serves you buy, so 25 serves is $50 and 50 serves is $70. So the obvious take here is that you buy the 50 serve container. The snag is that this particular flavor only comes in 25 serves. So you really get shafted pretty hard because it does taste really good. In fact, I think it's probably the best Disorder flavor that they have. Everyone loves Red Russian. I don't like Red Frogs. Sue me. But pear is the go-to, but it's probably like the worst value option that you have. Basically, you're looking at $2 for a serve. $2 per serve, by the way, puts you in the same range per cost per serve as things like Hostility and the C-Bum pre-workout, which is crap. They're like $100 pre-workouts, and they're much better than this. So just straight up, you need to basically buy the 50 serve version to be even remotely competitive, I guess, in what it does. Now, in terms of what Disorder does as a whole, so if you're not familiar with Disorder at all, it is a stim-based pre-workout. It has your basic, normal sort of everyday ingredients that you would find in most pre-workouts. So you've got citrulline malate, beta-alanine, caffeine. This one has GPC in it as well. And then you've got sort of like theanine, theobromine, your normal stuff. There's nothing real groundbreaking here. It really is just like a fairly general pre-workout. Okay in terms of how it's rounded down and in terms of how much ingredients they give you. There's 1 and 2 scoops that you can take. It's 1 scoop and 25 serves. So it's effectively 25 uses, or if you 2 scoop this, it's going to take you 12 and a half workouts, which is approximately 2 weeks, which is shit. That's shit value. So you definitely have to at least buy the 50 serves. Uncomfortably, you have to 2 scoop it if you want to get like the clinical usage out of all of the citrulline malate again and your beta-alanine. There's 6,000 milligrams in 2 scoops citrulline malate for your Disorder. And then there's 3,200 milligrams in 2 scoops for VA. But the real problem and the reason why it's in such a small glass is the amount of caffeine that this thing has. So it is currently, what is it? It's 746. So I can't have too much of this because it has a fantastically whopping 500 milligrams of caffeine in 2 scoops, which is really annoying because you kind of have to take 2 scoops if you want to be using the pre-workout at the best of its ability. So unfortunately, I've capped myself at a single scoop for this. I've tried it with 2 scoops, and every single time I have, I've been hit with a humongous headache about 20 minutes into my workout. So it's really not fantastic for those of you sensitive to caffeine. Which brings me to my next point. So how well does it affect you, or how does it affect you? It's pretty okay. Like, it's a real middle of the road pre-workout. There's nothing too crazy with it, again, as I said. You do get some energy with it, you do get some pumps, you get a little bit of endurance with it, just like you normally would with those ingredients anyway, but there's nothing too crazy that's pushing this to be like a whoa, mind-blowing pre-workout. So that is something that I would review yourself. If you feel like you're probably more of an AM pre-workouter, Disorder may be really, really good because it actually has quite a lot of caffeine for you, and it might just wake you up and you can kind of substitute it in for your morning coffee. If you are not, and you are a PM pre-workouter, this might be of a concern for you, and rightfully so. It's probably going to mess with your sleep a little bit, unless you go to bed at like 12 o'clock, 1 a.m. So that's an option for you as well. All in all, like it tastes good. In terms of its taste, it tastes really good. Its effects are real middle of the road. The value that you get from the 25 serves is utter trash, but the 50 serve ones are sort of okay. It's middling. That's annoying. Who should use this? Realistically, I think in terms of like a disorder usage case, if you're someone that really cares about the flavor of their pre-workouts quite a bit, or you've been scorned by really shit-tasting pre-workouts in the past, this may be handy as just like a bit of a pre-workout break, something a little bit more variable. I just recently had something that tasted truly terrible, which was the Arctic Slushy Perform. Terrible, terrible flavor. So this is always nice to have. I found it really, really good for weekend workouts, obviously, because you've got the time. PM workouts, not so much. Yeah, but it's real middle of the road. So like it's one of those things where anyone could use it in terms of how hard it is and how strong it is. And if you're not super accustomed to the different kinds of ingredients, it's a really good blend there. But if you're someone that is super caffeine sensitive, it's not great. So that's my 2 cents. For those of you wondering, yes, you are consuming glitter. Does it come out that way on the other side? It does. That's also a thing that you'll have to deal with as well. So heads up there. Otherwise, it does taste really good. So genuinely, like I'm glad that I tasted it. It really does frustrate me that it's 25 serves. If it was 50 serves, I'd buy it again. At a 25 serve price point, I wouldn't buy it again. But I could see why people would buy it. So in terms of like out of 10 final scoring, I'd maybe give it like a 6. If it was 50 serves instead of 25, I might give it a 6.5, or potentially a 7. But it does have a little bit to go for it to be good. So there we are. The next one on the list, I think, is probably going to be... It's going to be a bit, because we do have quite a few pre-workouts sort of stocked up for us. If you have any requests, please let us know, because we are sort of getting to the bottom of our barrel of pre-workouts that we've tried already. I just haven't reviewed all of them. So... yeah, let us know if you have anything you want to check in with. Otherwise, enjoy. Try some Disorder. It's what you should expect from a Disorder product. Faction Lab's still going really strong. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.